TSA Command. Final systems check for SKYFALL Drill Protocol 7 Bravo. Confirming satellite sim trajectory begins at 1400 Eastern. Do you copy?
Confirmed, NORAD. CSA is green. Simulated debris trajectory will initiate over the Pacific. Projected to break over Vancouver airspace by T+1. It's all aligning as expected.
Good. Let's hope the media doesn't twist this one into another war game headline. Last thing we need with Washington still buried in the tariff standoff.
Tell me about it. Ottawa's already on edge with the PM threatening a response. We can't afford to feed the tension.
Colonel Light, sorry to cut in. We're picking up a live track outside simulation parameters. L-band radar just flagged high velocity inbound.
Say again, control?
Object is real, sir. No beacon, no transponder. Not part of the drill package. It's descending fast. Current projection places
That's
it...
impossible. There's nothing scheduled in that corridor. We've cleared the entire lane for SKYFALL.
Sir, it's matching re-entry speeds. Visual confirmation expected in less than 90 seconds.
Scrub the simulation, alert FEMA, and get Public Safety Canada on the line. This just became real. Lock down the broadcast feeds. Reroute to emergency priority. We're not ready for this.
It's just past 2 o'clock across North America. Government agencies are taking part in a rare joint civil defense exercise, the first coordinated emergency drill between the United States and Canada in nearly a year. The SKYFALL drill, led by NORAD and involving FEMA and Public Safety Canada, will simulate the atmospheric re-entry of a decommissioned satellite, including potential ground-level impact scenarios and communication disruptions. The exercise follows months of political silence between Ottawa and Washington after the U.S. cut NORAD operational funding and imposed tariffs on Canada. Today's collaboration, officials say, is a signal that cooperation in continental defense is slowly being restored, despite broader tensions caused by the ongoing global trade war. For more, we go live to Rachel Lau at Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado. Rachel.
That's right. This is one of the key coordination hubs for SKYFALL. I spoke to NORAD officials earlier today, and they emphasized that the drill is entirely simulating. There is no real danger expected. That said, they are using this opportunity to stress test emergency broadcast systems, satellite tracking, and public alert networks, which means viewers across North America might notice EAS interruptions during the next few minutes.
And Rachel, this is being framed as more than just a test, correct? There's a bit of diplomacy at play?
Exactly. With tensions still high over cross-border tariffs and military budget realignments, today marks the first time in nearly 18 months that Canadian and U.S. officials have stood side by side at a civil defense event. I'm told that today's drill was fast-tracked after renewed cyber threat assessments.
This is a message from the Federal Emergency Management Agency issued in coordination with NORAD. This was originally a scheduled National Emergency Alert System test planned to coincide with NORAD's Continental Preparedness Drill involving the United States and Canada. The drill was intended to simulate a satellite debris event, a routine exercise to evaluate emergency response capabilities across North America. However, this is no longer a test. Real-time tracking systems have now confirmed that an unscheduled, unidentified object has entered Earth's atmosphere over the Pacific Ocean and is currently on an uncontrolled descent. NORAD and the Canadian Space Operations Center have verified that this object is not part of the planned simulation. The object is significantly larger than any known satellite or re-entry body tracked in recent history. Its velocity and descent pattern indicate a potential surface impact anywhere across western or central North America. At this time, no exact impact zone can be confirmed. All individuals in the following regions are advised to take immediate protective action. This includes the states of Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Montana, Idaho, Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Kansas. This is not a test. Move indoors immediately. Stay away from all windows and skylights. Do not attempt to record, photograph, or live stream the object. Fragmentation and sonic shockwaves may occur. Impact is projected within the next 90 seconds. Further instructions will follow if communications remain active.
appears to be a high-speed object streaking across the sky near the lower mainland. We saw it tear straight across the horizon, no sound at first, then this deep rumble like the sky cracked open. And it's still moving.
Stop what you are doing. Move indoors immediately. Seek shelter in a basement or interior room, away from windows. Do not use skylights or glass doors. Do not attempt to leave your area. Do not use cell phones to record or stream outdoor events. Turn off all non-essential devices. Wait for further instructions.
We've just received an urgent directive from state and federal officials regarding what's happening right now over Seattle. High-speed objects sighted over the Puget Sound region. Residents of Seattle and surrounding areas, you are instructed to stay indoors immediately. Avoid all windows, avoid all glass. Authorities are warning of potential sonic wavefronts capable of shattering structures. The object has reportedly fragmented overhead. Debris has impacted near the I-5 corridor.
Reroute to emergency priority. We're not ready for this.
Sir, additional telemetry's coming in. We've got a second object.
The second one? From where?
It's in high orbit, polar arc, not natural. It's tracking lunar alignment.
What do you mean, tracking lunar?
Colonel, moon shadow line has shifted. Slight lunar roll. Not an eclipse event. It's not possible. The moon doesn't rotate like that in real time.
Whatever entered atmosphere, it may not have been the first to arrive.
Are you telling me the moon is being manipulated?
We don't know what we're seeing, Colonel, but if it's intentional, that means they're watching us. We're getting low-band frequency interference bouncing off the upper stratosphere. A pulsating tone, identical intervals every 11 seconds. It's not terrestrial.
Is it a signal?
If this is a response, then those impacts weren't a warning. They were a map.
We're just outside the Angeles National Forest, and you can feel it in the air. It's like a pressure wave pulsing through everything. It's not just sound, it's inside your body. Phones aren't working, radios are glitching, even our satellite uplink's been in and out since we got close. We were told not to get closer. They're saying whatever landed is interfering with everything. And now the hills are burning fast.
This is an emergency broadcast. The following message is being transmitted on all frequencies by order of the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services. Will fears have been confirmed in multiple locations north of Los Angeles, including Angeles National Forest, Simi Valley, and Highway 1-18. Rate of spread is unpredictable. ATM shockwave is suspected to have caused multiple spontaneous in addition to activity fire zones. Strong vibrational activity has been detected or originating from the primary impact site. Localized frequencies are emitting a pulsating sound, audible across a 12-mile radius. Citizens within this zone have reported physical disorientation, auditory hallucinations, and loss of function in electronic devices. These effects are not fully understood. Emergency teams have been unable to enter the epicenter. All ATOM pets to maintain communication with person inside the pole zone have failed. Do not approach the crater or surrounding impact sites. Do not look directly toward the sound source.
仙台沿岸から生中継しています。よく聞いてください。2011年の地震とは違います。地震も揺れもありませんでした。水はちょうど引き始めました。緊急機関は人々に直ちに大陸部へ避難するよう呼びかけています。この音が聞こえたら待たずにすぐに高台へ避難してください。
津波です。津波です。津波です。
北東田太陽前岸で津波を検知しました。原因は月の変異に起因する重力撹乱です。これは異常な現象です。先行する地震は記録されていません。 宮城県から千葉県にかけての沿岸部、特に仙台、磐田、福島を含む地域では10メートルを超える波が予想されます。サイレンや目視による確認を待たずに津波が差し迫っていると想定してください。
Breaking news this hour. According to the FAA, flight delays now average up to 5 hours nationwide, with 4 runways shut down at New York's JFK International due to unexplained radar interference and telemetry drift. At Los Angeles International Airport, the situation has become critical. All inbound traffic has been diverted to alternate airports including San Diego International, Ontario Airport, Las Vegas McCarran, and Phoenix Sky Harbor, as systems continue to scramble near the West Coast impact zones. On the ground, the fallout is spilling into the streets. The gridlock around LAX and downtown Los Angeles has reached emergency levels. Thousands attempting to leave the city by car have been met with immobile highways and overpasses. There are now confirmed reports of residents abandoning their vehicles and walking out of the city. The White House has not issued a formal statement as of yet, but we can confirm that moments ago, the press corps was summoned to the James S. Brady briefing room, where a pre-recorded message is expected to be played.
This is Colonel Grant, NORAD Ops Command, who authorized the strike on the Echo 2 object that was not approved under Skyfall Protocol.
Strike package deployed under Executive Wartime Authority. Directive came directly from the President. CENTCOM assumed control at 2135 Zulu.
You fired on it? That was not hostile. There was no movement, no heat signature, no EM burst.
We never finished analysis. You engaged a foreign object during a containment drill without NORAD consent, without notifying Ottawa or the Prime Minister.
The object was considered an escalating threat. The President acted under national security advisement.
We observed rotation, lunar deviation, atmospheric distortion. That thing was sinking to something. It wasn't falling, it was positioning. You didn't just attack an unknown asset. You may have fired the first shot in something we don't understand.
We're looking at lunar realignment, gravitational variance, hums. This isn't a weapon, it's a system. You broke protocol to hit something we still had a chance to learn from.
That's it. Canada's formally disengaging from Skyfall operations. We will not be complicit in this response.
Understood. U.S. assumes full operational authority.
I didn't sign up to start a war with something we barely comprehend. I'm done. Effective immediately, I resign my commission, strike this message from record, or don't. I don't care anymore.
We have received a recording verified by multiple Allied sources from a former U.S. military official. The content of this recording is now being broadcast in full. You are advised to listen carefully. The following audio message contains information some viewers may find disturbing.
This is Colonel Marcus Grant, former Strategic Operations NORAD. This message is not cleared, it's not part of any protocol, and I know what this means for me. But I can't sit with it anymore. There was no drill, there was no simulation. We were told Skyfall was routine, a joint civil defense scenario. What actually happened was a live engagement. A real object, not identified, not understood, entered Earth's atmosphere and we fired on it. The order came down under executive authority. No consultation, no briefing. I wasn't told, none of my officers were. Canada wasn't informed, NATO wasn't informed. We struck something that wasn't attacking, it landed, or settled, and then we destroyed it. Hours later, the moon began to rotate. Japan's eastern coast was gone within minutes. I've seen the logs, I've seen the response signatures. What happened after we fired was not coincidence. Whatever it was, whatever it came from, it wasn't hostile until we made it that way. We were told to frame it as environmental. I resigned because I couldn't lie anymore. But that's not why I'm speaking now. I'm speaking because I don't think we're dealing with aftermath. I think we're dealing with consequence. If you're hearing this, then whatever's coming next has already started. Earth has been quiet for a long time, maybe longer than it should have been. All I know is that since we hit it, everything's been moving again. The object was protecting the unknown from us.
You've just heard the final known message from Colonel Marcus Grant, former NORAD operations commander. He was confirmed dead by anonymous military sources less than 12 hours after the message was recorded. No official cause of death has been released. There has been no public response from the United States government, NATO, or the Canadian Ministry of Defense. Global leaders have not issued statements at this time. Our coverage of this continuing crisis will resume shortly.
As we speak, governments across the globe remain silent. No new statements, no emergency briefings. The White House press office has been shuttered, the gates are closed, no communication is being issued by any major world power. We are now receiving confirmation that the mayors of America's 10 largest cities have issued curfews. Some are describing them as lockdowns. Looting is widespread in multiple metro zones: New York, Houston, Philadelphia, Chicago, Los Angeles. As fear continues to build and supplies become scarce, the pulsating hum previously limited to areas near impact zones is now being heard globally. And it's no longer just disrupting aircraft and communications, it's spreading to Wi-Fi systems, mobile networks, and satellite relays. The internet is failing. Entire regions are going offline. There are candlelight vigils being held tonight in Washington, D.C., Rome, Istanbul, and Sao Paulo, peaceful gatherings despite the uncertainty. And behind every quiet prayer or candlelight is the same question no one seems able to answer. What happens now? We want to be able to give you answers, but the truth is, we don't know. The best advice we can give anyone right now is to get inside. If you are at home, stay there. If you are in a building, move to the lowest interior floor, the basement if possible. Do not go outside unless absolutely necessary. Avoid windows, avoid high ground, avoid signal towers and open areas. In the event that television or streaming signals are lost, you are advised to tune to the emergency alert system at AM frequency 340. That is the last known fallback for federal communications. We're still here, and we will stay here until the lights go out.
This message is transmitted at the request of the New York Emergency Management Agency. An anomalous atmospheric event has been observed over the continental United States. A horizontal, stationary light formation appeared in the night sky at approximately 1:16 Eastern Time. The object is visible from multiple states and is described as a straight white line across the upper atmosphere. It does not appear to move. It does not emit radiation or sound. It has not changed shape or position since its appearance. There has been no official explanation. Simultaneous to the formation's appearance, reports of low-frequency interference and high-pitched auditory pressure have increased. Some residents report ear discomfort, vertigo, and nausea. Auditory anomalies have been reported. Echoes and overlapping speech may occur. Do not attempt to record or replicate the phenomenon. Remain indoors. Avoid open areas. Do not attempt to film or photograph the object.
We've had 48 hours of global silence. Cities dark, internet crashing, people walking out of their homes and just looking up.
Looking at the line.
We ran it against everything. It's not our boat, not Voyager, not standard modulation, but it matches the 2016 ASRAM payload structure.
What the hell is ASRAM?
A simple response to an elemental message, a public project. People around the world submitted answers to one question: how should humanity respond to future crises?
And we just blasted that out into space.
Yes, in 2016. It was symbolic, philosophical, hundreds of thousands of messages. Personal, emotional, poetic. But someone read them.
We decoded the first harmonic layer from the beam, audio embedded in the visual spectrum. That's what's been humming.
You're telling me the hum we've been hearing for days is a message?
It's more than that, sir. It's ours. They're using our code.
They heard our message and they answered in our own language.
How would they even know Morse?
Because we taught them. The 2016 message, ASRAM, included cultural structures.
human languages, syntax patterns, the very idea of symbol and rhythm as meaning.
And what does it say?
We've confirmed the sequence. Translated from Morse, it reads...
Watched what?
Us.
And they sent us that?
No. That's just the start. The second part came after the first strike, after we shot down the object in the Pacific. They're not angry. They're confused. They thought we were better, and now they don't know who they're talking to anymore.
And the governments, why the silence?
Because no one knows what to say. No one knows how to respond. This wasn't a warning. It wasn't contact. It was acknowledgement. They're not watching what we do next. They're watching if we say anything at all.
The signal was confirmed just moments ago by 3 independent agencies. The sound we've been hearing, the hum dismissed as environmental distortion, was never background noise. It was a response. Not to our governments, not to our satellites or weapons, but to our words. A message we sent into the dark, filled with our fears, our honesty, and our hope that someone, somewhere, might understand. Now we know they did. Your silence has changed your shape. That was the phrase embedded in the final layer of Morse. We don't know what they are. We don't know where they are. We only know they were listening. And they still are. No government has issued a response. No statement has been prepared. There are no next steps, no plans, no protocols. Obviously, we'll stay on as long as we can, but with all the missiles and with all the firepower we built, I can only leave you with this thought from David O. McKay. The real measure of a civilization is not how tall its buildings of concrete are, but how well its people relate to their foundations of faith. Tonight, we are all being measured.